So I encourage you to tap into your inner courage now and take the fearful action in this moment. I challenge you, and even more so, man, how courageous would it be to write down your fear in the comment below this video and type in, what is that fear? You don't need to go into every detail if you don't want to, but just say, afraid of uncomfortable conversations. I'm afraid of public speaking. I'm afraid of putting my voice out there. I'm afraid to tell my father how he truly makes me feel. Whatever it is your fear is, put it in the comments below, because then you can start to face it and take actions towards overcoming it. So the first things first, write down your deepest fears, then face them. Now, the second thing is to identify the season of life that you're in. Don't fear the pause or curse the climb. Your highest self is always right on time. Again, don't fear the pause or curse the climb, because your highest self is always right on time. And to go 3 steps forward, you have to go 3 steps deep. My friend Jay Shetty said that on a podcast that I had. And I love that, because some people say, in order to go 2 steps forward, you have to take 1 step back. But I like saying you've actually got to go deeper on what you're working on in order to go higher. We have to build the foundation deeper and deeper in order to have the strength to accelerate higher. Because if the foundation is just on the surface, if we're just standing on the surface, you can only go so high. But the deeper you're rooted in a foundation of strength, of courage, of morals, of values, of integrity, the deeper and deeper you go, the harder you latch on to the foundation. Your roots become entangled with truth and life, and allows you to skyrocket. And no matter what comes your way, what adversity, what challenge, what pain, what obstacle, you're only going to bend. You're not going to break, because you're so deeply rooted in truth and strength and courage in your roots. And that's an important thing. And there's different seasons of life. We have to understand what season we're in. I want you to reflect on what season are you in right now. When I played sports growing up, football was a great example. There's always 4 seasons. People think there's only 1 season. No, there's a preseason. I remember when I was 15 years old, I played football for the first time. I was a late bloomer. My mom wouldn't let me play because she didn't want me to get hurt. I ended up breaking my wrist and breaking ribs and doing all sorts of damage to my body when I was in high school and college. But she didn't want me to play because she didn't want me to get hurt. And I started when I was 15. I was a sophomore in high school, and I had an amazing experience in high school playing football. It was extremely tough, though, that first year. So many plays. It was like thousands of plays I had to memorize. It felt like school, though, because it was so challenging mentally. Then the physicality of it, the heat in St. Louis, where I was living and going to school at the time. I was playing in St. Louis, Missouri. The heat in the summer. So we had a preseason, and this was like a 2-week boot camp. We did 3-a-days back then. This is before they had regulations, and so they just worked us like dogs all day long in the heat, early morning, afternoon, night. It was rough, but it created a foundation of strength. And there was a preseason where you get all the messy reps out of the way. You learn, you connect with the team, you build relationships, you create bonds, all that stuff. And you prepare, right? That's the preseason. Then you have the season. This is the regular season of football. You typically play 10 games in the season, and each week you have goals, and you're trying to win every week and get to the next season, which is the playoff season. And this is where, okay, did we rise to the occasion and get to the playoffs? Now we're here. Now it's when we've put the preseason and the season, all our knowledge, all our experiences, we've tried to maximize it all and refine ourselves and our talents and our gifts as a team to get to the playoffs and hopefully win the championship. There's only one champion at the end of every season in terms of sports. There's only one ultimate winner. But then after the playoffs, you have the postseason. And that's what I'd say is the 4 seasons. There's either 4 seasons in a year. And you have winter, spring, summer, and fall. Same thing with sports. Same thing with relationships sometimes. Same thing with your career sometimes, or a business. And you have to be thinking about what season am I in right now. And the best thing about the postseason is that's the moment where you ask yourself and you reflect, do I still want to keep doing this? And a great example of this, I played baseball my whole life. And my junior year, going into my senior year, after baseball season in the spring, I was just kind of like, you know what? I think my time is done with baseball. I think I've put in my time. I didn't enjoy it the last couple of years as much as I used to. I'm not going to go play college baseball. So I decided going into my senior year in the postseason, like, this is not for me anymore. And it was a great run. It was a great season of life. And I loved it. And I got a lot of lessons from it. And I had a lot of fun. But now I'm off to doing something else. And you have to ask yourself, what season are you in? So I'd love for you to try this. Again, for a few minutes in your journal, I want you to just write down, what season of life am I in? Am I in a learning phase? Am I in a building phase? Am I in a resting phase or a healing phase? And depending on what you're talking about in your career or your business or your relationship or your health or a passion or a hobby or whatever it might be, where am I? Am I learning? Am I building? Am I resting? Or am I healing? What season do you need to be in right now? And what needs to end in your life so the next chapter can begin? Because we can only take on so much. You know, right now I'm in a season of building the school of greatness. I'm deepening the foundation so we can go higher and serve and reach more people. I'm in a season of creation and creativity. I'm creating more solo episodes to serve you and connect with you. We just launched in the last 2 years kind of a sprint season. I wrote, again, The Greatness Mindset, which is the book that I wish I had 10, 20 years ago. And then a few months ago, we just launched Make Money Easy to help you create a deeper relationship with money in your life so you can expand in your financial abundance. So I just finished 2 books in 2 years. It was a big season. Now I'm putting a pause on book writing, and I'm going all in on the business of content and building this. And also in my handball journey, trying to make the Olympics, getting back on the USA men's national handball team to pursuing the Olympics in 3 years. And that's the season I'm in right now. I'm also married now. You know, my wife is pregnant right now. So there's a season that's coming that I've had to let go of certain things. I've had to say no to certain relationships that were no longer supporting me in this new season. I've had to say no to a lot more great opportunities that have come my way, just to have the time and the space to think creatively, to serve you, to serve the audience and the community, to take care of my health at different levels, to prepare myself physically for that 3-year journey. This is a new season that I'm in. And so I want you to write down, what season do you need to be in, and also what needs to end so that the next chapter can begin. And you can write some of this in the comments as well. What needs to end in your life so that the next chapter can begin? Because if you're holding on to past relationships, you're holding on to past emotions that no longer serve you, you're in a career that's kind of sucking the energy out of you, what do you need to let go of? Some things can have an end to it, and that's okay. And no matter what season you're in, the one thing that should always be constant is living in gratitude. It's something I talk about in The Greatness Mindset, and it's one of the tenets of my life. It hasn't always been this, but it's been something in the last decade, which I've said is a constant. And it doesn't mean every moment I live in perfect gratitude and I'm always in this positive state, but I try to be in that state as frequently as possible. And gratitude and generosity are the gateway to abundance. And the more you step into gratitude, the more you step into generosity, and the more you appreciate the life that you're at right now, knowing that more is to come, then abundance will follow. Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe, and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.